Motivation. Julie. Hello. Pilates and ballet teacher, Julie.
Hello.
How do you motivate students who seem to be losing interest?
Well, hopefully the fact that they're taking a class for credit is motivation enough, or the fact that they've paid for a class, like our Pilates clients do, is motivation enough, but it really often isn't. In both ballet and Pilates, you're working with a lot of detail. So the nice thing about that is that you constantly have to be telling people exactly how to do something, and for that they need to be paying attention and focusing, which actually helps in keeping them motivated. I think if it was something that they really didn't have to think about the whole time, they'd be more inclined to slack off a little bit. But because you're working, especially when you're teaching one-on-one with people, you're right there with them, and they really can't not be motivated to some extent. But you also need to learn to give them breaks. You need to analyze the body in front of you and the personality in front of you and be able to know when to back off and when to push a little bit. But I've also, my teaching style, I tend to use a lot of humor and sarcasm to help keep things lively and keep people's energy up a little bit. And laughing is also very good for the powerhouse, very good for the abdominal muscles. So it can really intensify the Pilates exercises, but shh, don't tell anybody. You know, sometimes it can be a lot more motivating having the large classes. Smaller classes, sometimes the energy can be a little bit lower, and so in a larger class there are more people to provide that energy, and so it can often be easier to teach a larger class of people because they're, like I said, that there's this accumulation of energy. In a small class you might have 3 out of 4 people being really tired from the day, and so students maybe don't try as hard in that class, or it's not necessarily a class for their major. So they think maybe, oh, this is going to be easier. But I have found, especially as years progress, that I have to give more and more specific direction about really basic things. I do try to do that. It can be a challenge when there are different levels in the classes. I know my Pilates classes, certainly I'll try and push along the people that have taken the class before and move them into new exercises while keeping the newest members of the class at a more basic level.